What's poppin', internet? Welcome to another episode of the Synced Up Podcast, a show where we talk about news, games, and we sandwich a little fun in between. I'm your host, Timothy DeRoe, and joining me this week is the number one Nintendo fan, Michael Clare. What's up, Mike? How you feeling?
I'm feeling real good.
Feeling real good
Fantastic.
on this fine Sunday.
It's a cool 70, 71 degrees in here.
Not too bad.
With
not
the
too
lights
bad.
about 85.
It's dark outside because the DST,
DST.
the daylight savings time.
Oh, that's what that means.
What did you think I meant?
DST. I don't know, man.
Like some
I was
drugs
like,
or
I
something?
thought that was a time zone.
No, for district standard time.
Yeah.
This week we're going to talk about another Nintendo Direct Mini, Cyberpunk breaking more promises, and Halo Infinite possibly being in trouble. Also, much more because, you know,
Big week.
this is the Synced Up Podcast. But before we get into that, a little bit of housekeeping for you. We are on YouTube now, so if you were listening in your favorite podcasting service and you're like, hey, I want to know what they look like, you can go over to youtube.com/synceduppodcast, subscribe to that feed over there, and we got all the podcasts up as a video version that you can watch. And you can also get some of our bonus content. We just recorded an impressions video for WatchDogs Legion that's going to go up exclusively on the YouTube feed over at youtube.com/synceduppodcast, probably Monday in the evening. I'm thinking about 5, 6 o'clock, something like that. I don't know when videos. DST.
Okay.
I don't know when videos perform, so we'll have to see. I have no idea. But also, if you're on YouTube and you're tired of seeing our faces and you're getting real tired of that and you're like, man, I'm so tired of looking at these dudes and I just want to hear them because their voices are real nice, you can go to your favorite podcasting service audio feed and search Synced Up Podcast and look for the blue and white logo with
What's your favorite podcasting service?
Just Apple Podcasts, what I use.
Spotify.
A lot of people use Spotify, though. New episodes go up on both of those feeds, 7 a.m. Central Time Zone. Gang, also, you can write into the show at synceduppod@gmail.com if you have any questions, comments, concerns that you would like us to read on the show or not read on the show and just read in confidence.
Lots of love letters recently.
Yeah.
I delete them before you get there.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I get the notice. But you can also follow us on Twitter at synceduppod. I almost said at gmail.com. At synceduppod to stay up to date with all of our videos and content that we are doing. Speaking of that content, we are streaming now. If you go to twitch.tv/synceduppod, is that what it is?
Yes.
Twitch.tv/synceduppod. You can find us over there on the Twitch, mainly me streaming there. You can also find Mike on his personal Twitch at twitch.tv/ClareBear. That's CLERCBEAR. And he's streaming Pokmon and all kinds of jazz over there all the time.
Whatever we're feeling.
Also, if you're here because of our recent promotion on the MinMax podcast, I hope you like what you hear. And I hope you hit that sub button or hit that follow button and listen to future episodes. But let's get right into the show here. This is the Nintendo Direct Mini Roundup right here. So...
Me? You?
You go ahead and do it, actually.
Yes, sir.
Nintendo is your thing.
All right. So this is another Nintendo Direct Mini. They started off strong with the Control Ultimate Edition Cloud version. The winner of more than 80 awards. Control,
30.
It is more than 30. That is still correct. Control is a visually stunning third-person action adventure that will keep players on the edge of their seat, blending open-ended environments with the signature world building and storytelling of developer Remedy Entertainment. Control presents an expansive and intensely gratifying gameplay experience. Control Ultimate Edition Cloud version is available now on Nintendo Switch.
So Control is a very good game. Now, I personally don't know if this game's going to run well on Switch. As someone who played it on the Xbox Series X sitting right over there, it didn't run super well in certain aspects, especially when going in and out of menus. So they can get this running on the Switch.
It's going to be chugging.
It's good, but they're doing this like, I think, isn't it like some sort of streaming?
Well, it's a cloud version.
Yeah, it's like some weird half-baked streaming thing.
Probably just to help it run better on the Switch.
Yeah, so, and I don't know if it runs good or not. I know some people have played it, but I personally have not.
Moving on, we've heard about this game a lot. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Before the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity game launches for Nintendo Switch on November 20th, fans will be able to try out a free demo for the game, available now on the Nintendo eShop. The action-packed story is set in Hyrule 100 years before the events of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild game. The demo will let players experience the fast-paced action and dramatic cutscenes which shed light on the events that led to the Great Calamity. During the Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase, it was revealed that the massive screen-filling Divine Beast will also be playable in the game. Using the over-top powers of Divine Beasts will surely help players find victory when used in their respective stages.
So we played this.
We'll talk about it more later, though.
Yep. On the what you've been playing section, we will get into the
very exciting
demo.
I enjoyed it a lot.
So did I.
Just to give a heads up, and also the demo progress carries over into the full game,
which is nice.
So you might as well give it a shot, and if you like it, save you some time when the game comes out.
Exactly.
Afterwards, they showed Immortals Phoenix Rising. The fate of the world is at stake. Play as Phoenix, a new winged demigod, on a quest to save the Greek gods and their home from a dark curse. Take on mythological beasts, master the legendary powers of the gods, and defeat Typhon. the deadliest titan in Greek mythology, in an epic fight for the ages. Immortal Phoenix Rising launches for Nintendo Switch on December 3rd with pre-orders beginning today.
Excited for that game.
Me too. I know. Was Chance?
Mm-hmm.
Chance a big fan of this game?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Chance is the UB guy. Come on, man.
I might be sleeping on this game right now.
Nah, yes,
I'll have to wait till it comes out. I don't know. It looks very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not sold yet. So
I'm sold. Plus, I mean, I'm getting it for half price.
Also, Bravely Default 2. Brought together by fate, 4 heroes will embark on a great voyage in the beautiful and engaging role-playing game Bravely Default 2 from Square Enix, the creators of the Final Fantasy series. In the series' new adventure, players will set off on an epic journey, visiting stunning locations, meeting intriguing characters, and battling dastardly villains. By defeating enemies called Asterisk Bearers, the heroes will acquire asterisks, which allow them to change jobs. By using the right combination of jobs, players can turn the tide of battle in their favor. Some of the jobs that can be acquired include the Powerful Vanguard, the White Mage, the Bard, the Beastmaster, and the Gambler, among many others.
Those are the main 4 that they showed. Was just those.
They only showed those ones, saying there would be many more to come.
Mm-hmm.
After a demo version of the game went live in March, the developers collected player feedback about things like difficulty and controls to improve the overall game experience. A video addressing the helpful fan feedback will be posted on the Bravely Default 2 website and on YouTube later today. Bravely Default 2 launches exclusively for the Switch on February 26, 2021.
That's funny.
September, my
wow.
favorite month.
This took up a big chunk of the Nintendo Direct Mini, and
it really did.
It was,
I kind of lost some interest in this game just because it's
chibi robo style
and very cheesy.
Yeah,
a lot of cheese, and it reminded me a lot of Octopath Traveler, which
but not as
I
pretty.
think just looks like a better game. Same developer too, both from Square Enix.
Square.
Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town.
I want to talk about
Rip-off.
I'm gonna preface this by saying plagiarism. Plagiarism.
I would get kicked out of college for this. Cultivate a farm from the ground up. Chop down trees, discover flora and fauna, raise animals, experience all of this and more as part of the Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town, the newest game in the original farm simulation series, coming to Nintendo Switch on March 23rd, 2021. Will players sow fields and grow a cornucopia of colorful crops? Or there's a lot of words, man.
Yeah.
Or construct a massive ranch with lots of animal pens. How players choose to live their farm life is completely up to them.
Honestly, bring up a trailer for this game, Jordan. I want to acknowledge someone is calling me. I cannot answer this. I want to show the people how massive this plagiarism actually is.
It's pretty. It's there. It's definitely there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Some things we didn't even mention. You can
Story of
with the
Seasons.
Town. You can marry people. You can go mining. You can sounding familiar?
Yeah. Pioneers of Olive Town. Yeah, just bring up the trailer. That's all we really need.
It's what's up?
That's a different game. That's a different game. Pioneers of Olive Town.
Stories
is the one
of
we're
Seasons.
looking for. Mineral Town. That's something else.
Will you be playing this?
No.
Oh, man.
Absolutely not.
Me neither.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Switch it over. Full screen net.
Cultivate your farm and more.
You can turn the audio on. That's fine. As long as it's
It
low.
shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. So here we go.
Chibi cows.
Skip a little bit.
Cute,
Skip a little bit.
Cute little chickens.
Yeah. Here
sheep.
we go. So we're going. We're like, oh, what's happening? This is
we're taking over
you work
Grandpa's old farm.
Yeah. You work an office job and you hate it and you take over Grandpa's old farm. I don't know if that sounds familiar yet, but here we'll keep going. We'll keep going here.
Okay. Stories of Seasons.
Title splash. Title splash.
Okay. Cool. Oh, chopping trees.
What is this?
Wow.
What does this remind you of?
I have to clean up my farm and make space for new stuff.
Skip forward some more, dude. Oh, dude.
Really?
Like right here? Oh,
wow.
What is this?
Sprinklers and picking my stuff. What? Feeding my cows, making them happy.
This is so insane. Skip towards like the end, like 3/4 of the way through. You get some stuff
That's
about
a nice
merit.
shot.
Yeah, here we go.
Hang out with the town.
We're talking.
If you really you like that person?
Oh,
you can marry him.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, what? You get married? Okay. Yeah. For anyone who might be out of the joke and not in on the that's new there. Not in on the joke here because you missed the game. This is pretty much a 1-for-1 Stardew Valley, a game that has been out a very long time. Obviously the art style. Oh, our lower thirds are back. Obviously the art style is real different than Stardew Valley, but it's the same game.
Yeah. Very very much the same.
Oh yeah. Moving on.
What else we got? No More Heroes 3. Experience the latest exploits of legendary assassin Travis Touchdown in No More Heroes 3. In this game, players are put in the middle of the action as the fight between assassins becomes a battle on a galactic scale. Destroy aliens in this garden of madness when No More Heroes 3 launches exclusively for Nintendo Switch in 2021. Also, if players haven't experienced the series prequels, no problem. The first two No More Heroes games, No More Heroes and No More Heroes 2, Desperate Struggle, which originally launched for the Wii console, are available now on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, no More Heroes is one of those games that a lot of people enjoy. Well, I don't know about a lot of people.
I want to visit it. I
just can't. I can't do it. Seems like a lot, like the energy and stuff. I'm just like, I don't know if this is for me.
I enjoyed their trailer a lot.
It was definitely funny.
It was a lot better than Pioneers of Olive Town.
Yeah, I will agree on that front.
What else we got? Hitman 3 Cloud version.
Hitman. You say Hitman?
Hitman. Hitman.
It's just, I think the reason I pointed it out is something. Yeah, Pikmin.
Hitman 3. Okay, I see. Hitman 3.
Hitman.
Cloud version. This is the first time the Hitman series has been on Nintendo Switch and represents the dramatic conclusion to the World of Assassination trilogy. Mm-hmm. Whether players are new to the franchise or familiar with the series, they'll enjoy a globe-trotting adventure to sprawling sandbox locations as Agent 47 returns for the most important contracts of his entire career.
This game does look cool. Like they've switched it up a bit and they kind of upped the scale a little bit, but I don't want to play this on Switch. If I'm going to play this, I'm going to play this on the X. It doesn't feel like
a Switch game, and I'm not big into Hitman games.
I was back in the day.
Like I know it might be missing out.
Mm-hmm.
Not trying to play these games, but cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nonetheless,
I agree.
Part-Time UFO. This is from HAL Laboratory, the developers of the Kirby series. Comes Part-Time UFO, a colorful game in which players take on the role of an adorable and helpful UFO. From dishing up sweets to fishing and building a castle, the UFO will perform all sorts of part-time jobs.
This sounds great.
Players can clear stages by carrying the required object, but more rewards will be earned by completing 3 specific challenges per stage. By passing a Joy-Con controller to a friend or family member, 2 people can perform jobs together. Part-Time UFO is available now on Nintendo Switch.
This looks like one of those fun shovelware games.
Yeah, a little cute puzzle game. I wouldn't call it shovelware. Like Bratz Monster Party is shovelware. This is HAL Laboratory,
Mm-hmm.
So,
it's real close to shovelware.
Yeah, but I don't think
like
it was
Kirby Fighters 2.
I think it recognizes that it's not supposed to be. AAA. It's just a cute little game. Afterwards, this is almost shovelware. This is mobile game stuff.
Yeah, this is shovelware.
Surviving the Aftermath. Survive and thrive in a post-apocalyptic future. Resources are scarce, but opportunity calls. Players can build the ultimate disaster-proof colony, protect their colonists, and restore civilization to a devastated world. Remember, the end of the world is just the beginning. The Nintendo Switch version of Surviving the Aftermath launches in spring 2021. What do you think of this one?
What? Oh, I thought it looked very...
No words?
Yeah, pretty much. I thought it looked like an Instagram ad game.
Yeah, it looked like a mobile, build your city
You're scrolling through Instagram and it pops up like, install now. Or you're on YouTube and the thing, and it's like totally the ad for a game, but when you actually click the game plays nothing like the ad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Also, Tropico 6, Nintendo Switch Edition El Presidente is back in Tropico 6. Players have the fate of their island in their hands. Build and rule an island nation on large archipelagos, take care of subjects' needs, and send agents to steal world monuments. Tropico 6 lands on Nintendo Switch on November 6th. Pre-orders for the game begin later today.
Classic series?
Yeah. Following that up, Bakugan, Champions of Astoria.
Classic series.
A big one. Fierce strategy plus epic action equals Bakugan. That's math. It's up to players to build the best team and duke it out in high-energy battles. Become the ultimate champion in Bakugan, Champions of Astoria, launching exclusively for Nintendo Switch on November 3rd. Watching this trailer, part of childhood, so much of the Bakugan was rolling it and it transforming. It just looked like it was constantly big, just monster fighting simulator. So disappointed. I want ball roll simulator.
You're never gonna get a Bakugan game that very many people or that very many people enjoy.
No, not at all. And then lastly, Griffin Lands. Nintendo Switch Edition. Sharp negotiating skills are a must when playing Griffin Lands, a deck-building roguelike game. Every decision matters in each playthrough, whether it's the jobs players take, the friends they make, or the cards they collect. Explore the gritty sci-fi world of Griffin Lands when it launches in Nintendo Switch in summer 2021. I was kind of sad how far out this one was.
Yeah, it's a good game.
But cool.
Yeah, a lot of people very much like Griffin Lands when it dropped on Steam. Very much, what's the game... Slay the Spire. Very much Slay the Spire-esque, but it's like dialogue and stuff, so it's like really cool. All in all, I think the partner showcase was okay.
Partner presents.
Yeah, whatever.
Excuse you. Definitely, I think they've cracked the code and realized they have to put some good games in there when they do these, and not just WWE 2K Battlegrounds.
Looking at it, it's like the control thing's cool. Age of Calamity demo is nice.
Phoenix Rising. You got some good stuff.
But there's a lot. It still just feels like, where's our Nintendo Direct?
It's got to be here eventually, man.
It's not coming, bro.
I was looking through some of our, our Twitch page. The description on a lot of the synced up stuff is I'm still waiting for a Nintendo Direct. Yeah. And I put it there when I made a lot of those things.
Yeah, back in February.
And it doesn't change, man. I'm still waiting.
Still waiting on an actual Nintendo Direct.
I need something.
That's it for the Partner Showcase. Nothing real crazy of note. I think the most notable thing here is the Hyrule Warriors demo. And you should go download that. It's free, and you can play it. It's the first chapter of the game, the whole thing, the first hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on how much you do. And it's very much enjoyable, even though Zelda plays like trash. But we'll get into that later. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say speaking of, but I don't.
Speaking of trash.
Speaking of trash, no, this is not speaking of trash. But Cyberpunk 2077 is delayed again to December 10th. But it's still gone gold. This is from A.D. Robertson at The Verge. Cyberpunk 2077 is being delayed yet again, this time until December 10th. Developer CD Projekt Red says it's still working on a launch day patch for the game, which was previously slated for November 19th. It attributes the delay partly to its multi-platform release, which will see the game launch across 2 generations of console hardware, PC, and Google Stadia. Quote, the biggest challenge for us right now is shipping the game on current gen, next gen, and PC at the same time, which requires us to prepare and test 9 versions of it, the company said in a tweet. We need to make sure everything works well and every version runs smoothly. We're aware it might seem unrealistic when someone says 21 days can make any difference in such a massive and complex game, but they really do. Cyberpunk 2077 officially went gold, i.e. locked the release version of the game in early October, and the developers promised via Twitter that no more delays are happening. We've seen how that went. The release version is still finished, but wait, is this the same thing? Hold up. Why does it sound so...
No, I don't think you said this.
Okay. Wow. Hold
up.
Okay? I'm tripping. Like, I had, like... I think I hit deja vu just really... Yeah, okay. Yeah, no. I just had the most severe case of deja vu in the middle of that sentence. Wow. Okay, give me back. The release version is still finished, but CD Projekt Red has been developing further updates for the day of the game's release. This is the time period we undercalculated, the tweet says, even after an unanticipated crunch period that's seen developers working overtime. Cyberpunk 2077 has been one of the most highly anticipated games of 2020, but with the latest delay, it's going to be just squeaking in at the end of the year.
You know what it's not squeaking into? The Game Awards.
No, not squeaking into the Game Awards. This is such an interesting thing to have happened after their big blow up of, hey, no more delays. And then their big blow up of, hey, our game's gone gold.
The crunch. You've seen the tweets from the previous day before this this tweet where they were like, someone tweets, I took off work for this. Are we a go for November? Yeah. And they were like, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that's just the marketing guy, and they didn't tell them.
It's just like, here's the list of responses to these questions. Go ahead and say that. So you can't be mad at him, but it does suck. You give the developers the time they need, and that's perfectly fine. But to act like it doesn't suck for some people, it does. So
it definitely does, especially being so close.
And I think the option of releasing, the next gen version before the current gen version, and just letting Xbox One players have to chill out.
It ain't gonna do that.
No.
Yeah, that doesn't really seem fair to a lot of people, especially if they can't buy the new consoles. But if you need time to make the game better, make the game better. It does suck that they have to delay it another 21 days, but that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. And I'm honestly, in reality, this for a lot of people this sucks, but for me, I am happy about this delay.
Some more breathing room.
As someone who has to make all the content and someone who has to buy all the stuff and play all of these games, come November 10th around that area, this moving out of the way frees so much room for me and so much room for us to make content. So we're happy about this.
I'm trying to remember. There was one game that was like
Path of Exile. It was a Path of Exile.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Path of Exile developers tweeted out like, "Hey, Cyberpunk delayed to this day, so we're delaying specifically for that. The shit's done, but we gotta wait."
Yeah.
So that was kind of funny that
I thought that was hilarious.
Went ahead and was like, "Hey, we're just gonna straight up admit it. We don't want to clash with this game, so we're just going to wait." But speaking of clashing here, Netflix is making a live-action Assassin's Creed series. An animated series is on the way. Or animated series for that? I don't know. It's on the way, too. By Megan...
Come on. You can do it.
Farrakmanesh at The Verge. I'm sorry, Megan. I apologize. A live-action adaptation of Ubisoft's long-running series Assassin's Creed is coming to Netflix. The show will be the first of several new series Netflix announced, as the agreement between the streaming platform and Ubisoft will tap into the iconic game's trove of dynamic stories with global mass appeal for adaptations of live-action, animated, and anime series. The live-action show is still in the early stages and in need of a showrunner. It's also unclear when it will take place and what it will be about. The franchise is known for combining historical settings with modern narratives and has tackled everything from the Crusades to the Vikings. From its breathtaking historical worlds and massive global appeal as one of the best-selling video game franchises of all time, we are committed to carefully crafting epic and thrilling entertainment based on this distinct IP and provide a deeper dive for fans and our members around the world to enjoy, said Netflix original series Vice President Peter Friedlander in a prepared statement. Netflix has already found success in a live adaptation of another beloved game series, The Witcher, starring Henry Cavill. Following the first season, Netflix announced a 6-part live-action prequel spinoff. The streaming service also revealed a live-action take on Resident Evil earlier this year. For Ubisoft's part, it's not the first time the developers have brought its sci-fi world to the screen. In 2016, a film adaptation starring Michael Fassbender was released to largely negative critical response.
Yeah, it wasn't a good movie.
No. So this is another thing. It seems like Netflix it just believes in video game IP.
It seems like we talk about this every week.
Every week, some sort of new video game IP moving over into movies, and you like to see it, and hopefully it's
big,
and hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good. I mean, we've seen success with The Witcher, and I very much enjoyed The Witcher.
I'm sure a majority of these shows will be good. But,
yeah.
I'm a champion on Twitter. I've said it. Just give me one.
Yeah.
Give me another one.
Yeah, dude,
it's been The Witcher and nothing else, and then there's 15 more in the future.
Yeah, you gotta release something.
I need one.
Yeah, you gotta release something. So this is something to get excited about, and hopefully it's good. And
a
again,
good series that deserves a well-told video adaptation of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to it.
And hopefully it's good, and hopefully we see it sooner rather than later. And it's not one of those ones that ends up coming out 7 years from now after 15 directors and stuff like that.
Speaking of directors,
Halo Infinite loses its director in another leadership shakeup by Ali Jones at Games Radar. The director of Halo Infinite has left developer 343 Industries. Chris Lee, who has worked at the studio for more than a decade, confirmed his departure via Bloomberg earlier today. Lee, who joined 343 in 2008, has been a studio head since 2016, says that he has, quote, stepped back from Infinite and I am looking at future opportunities. I believe in the team and I am confident that they will deliver a great game, and now is a good time for me to step away. Lee will, however, remain a Microsoft employee, according to a statement from the company. The departure marks another blow for Halo Infinite. Last summer, it lost its creative director and executive producer, at which point 343 said that Lee would continue to lead the overall creative vision and production of the game. Earlier this year, the game, which was originally slated to release as an Xbox Series X launch game, was pushed back to 2021, and we still don't have a concrete Halo Infinite release date. Bloomberg's report suggests that it could be a significant part of Lee's departure, stating that Lee's role was sidelined a few weeks after the decision to delay Infinite was made after the response to the game's reveal in July. His replacements are longtime Halo developer Joe Staten, who is currently leading the single-player campaign, and Microsoft senior executive Pierre Hinsey, who is running the multiplayer side. This sucks, man.
Yeah, it really makes me concerned.
For Halo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where they're going as a franchise. It was already terrible news that it wouldn't be a launch game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was a big hit for Microsoft.
It was.
And
I think they're doing okay.
The fact that there's still not a concrete date is very wild.
Hopefully this ends up being good. They've delayed it pretty much up to a year later, which is crazy for them to be like, hey, this is coming out, and then actually we're going to delay it a year, like right after announcing it's coming out. And that could be due to the critical reception of the reveal event, which was mixed, to say the least.
I knew at the time we were saying that, or I thought they would end up doing a lot of changes to it, but I think you and maybe some other people were saying that they didn't think the reception would make as big of an impact as we thought it would, and that the graphics wouldn't end up getting changed that much. I think that
we might be getting a serious shakeup.
Yeah.
And Microsoft's not going to let this game come out and be bad. So even if this game gets delayed into an oblivion, you're still going to end up seeing it at the end of the day, most likely. But that's the news this week. I guess it was more negative than positive. A lot of delays, a lot of different stuff. Kind of 50-50 here. But
Age of Calamity.
Age of Calamity demo, play that. But this next section of the podcast, This Week in Gaming, this is the section of the podcast where, you guessed it, we talk about
It's really the section of the podcast where Mike gets called out for not have played in the game.
That's what we should call it. Has Mike played these games?
That
yes
things
or
are
no?
important.
Hey, not just me, dude. Not just me, okay?
You're the one that makes the list.
I do make the list, but I'm saying, you do get called out by other people.
I do.
You know, Beautiful Joe. I don't know if you want to go back to that specifically.
No, don't bring it up.
Bring up Beautiful Joe if we want to turn the clock back.
People watching. Don't move on.
Moving on.
It's a new month.
So let's just get into it here. November 1st, you got Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex 2001. That's a good old classic. I don't know if you played that one.
Yes, I did.
That was actually my first Crash game I ever played, and the first game I can remember playing if I turn the clock back as far as I can go. Like,
really?
First game I remember playing, like, as like a memory I have on the Game Boy Advance version.
Easily Pokemon Red for me.
Game Boy Advance version, and fun fact about that is I lost that whole Game Boy Advance and the Crash Bandicoot on a plane. Left it on the plane.
I thought you were gonna say garage sale. That's how my stories all end.
The garage
it's like, oh, where's your Game Boy?
Garage sale.
It got lost in the garage sale.
That sucks. No, yeah, mine left it on a plane. I don't remember how old I was, but I do remember playing the shit out of this. 2005, 4 years later, you get Star Wars Battlefront 2. You know, maybe the new Star Wars Battlefront 2 isn't that good, but this one banged.
Oh, phenomenal.
Playing
this game was iconic.
Galactic Conquest. Are you kidding me, bro? Oh, that shit would last like 5 hours.
Yeah.
It was so fun. I played so much Galactic Conquest.
This was one of those spend the night games and play for hours.
Play for so long. Fully agree. 6 years later, you get Uncharted 3. I think that's Drake's Fortune that came out in 2011. Another good old classic PlayStation original.
Shout out to my
PlayStation
boy
original.
Tom Holland.
I just said PlayStation original. I've been watching too much Netflix.
PlayStation original.
PlayStation exclusive is what
There
I
you
should have
go.
said. Yeah, shout out Tom Holland. Hopefully the Uncharted
he's doing
movie's
all
good.
right.
November 2nd, I didn't really see anything of note. Let me know if I fucked up.
This would usually be when I fact check you, but I believe you this time.
Yeah, mainly take it up with Game Facts. Don't take it up with me. November 3rd, you get Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal in 2004. One of the older
game.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank games, very much liked. 5 years later, you get Dragon Age Origins in 2009, a game that I actually personally missed. I never played any of the original Dragon Age games except for kind of sidebarred, but I do love Dragon Age Inquisition. But I should go back and play Dragon Age Origins, but I want to wait until they remake it. This is what I want to do. That's why I haven't played it yet.
Sure, yeah.
Why are you looking like that? You want to call me out on some shit?
No, I was just waiting for none. Now move on.
November 4th, you get the original Ratchet and Clank, I believe, in 2002. Good old classics. Kickstarted a series. We're about to get another Ratchet and Clank pretty soon. The Wolf Among Us full series, all of it was completely out in 2014. I knew you played it and very much loved it.
Phenomenal game.
I included it here. I only ever played the first episode.
The best Telltale game.
Might I point you in the direction of Minecraft Story Mode? No, I'm just playing. I really do like Minecraft Story Mode.
I thought you were gonna say Walking Dead, and I could be like, maybe.
Walking Dead season 1 is very good. I actually do like Minecraft Story Mode a lot.
Yeah, you brought it up last night.
It's fun
while we were watching Minecraft.
It's fun and it's very good. We did watch 25 minutes of Minecraft parody music videos.
Doesn't hold up.
I don't know. I disagree, bro.
Only one of them was good.
Come on, Dragonhearted and Take Back the Night, dude. Let's go. Okay. Anyway, 2014, that same day, the Binding of Isaac Rebirth happened. That was when the game got its full big overhaul, and it blows my mind that was 6 years ago, because that means the game itself came out even further back than that.
Oh man.
The next day, November 5th, you got the Firth. Hey, I didn't say Febtember.
Well, you said Firth.
Hey, I'm nervous. You know, it's a nervous day. Modern Warfare 2007, the original one. That is a good Call of Duty game.
A phenomenal one, but you're looking at the next one here, and
then 6 years later, you get Call of Duty Ghosts in 2013, a game that everyone thought was great the first day, and then realized the second day that this game's not good.
This game is the boo-boo game of the day.
Not boo-boo.
Cod Goose. Boo-boo.
Ghosts?
Ghosts. Goose, yeah, is boo-boo.
Goose, yeah. Call of Duty Goose, yeah.
Is boo-boo.
It is very much not good.
No.
And the story ends on a cliffhanger, and I'd like the rest of that story, but...
I like how I was like... I guess I was 15 when this game came out.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make sense in my head.
Yeah.
But I know I went out and bought this game with my own money, and I was so excited.
Yeah.
And I think it was one of the first games I bought as a young man.
Yeah, me too.
It was just straight up disappointed.
Yeah, not very good.
I was like, this is not nearly as good as the last one.
They started doing like the mission or the multiplayer game evolutions where you could like change the map permanently by doing something, and that was cool. But then you just realized like everyone would do that shit right at the beginning of the map.
Yeah.
And then it was terrible. November 6th, the next day, you get Halo 4 2012, a game that
a lot of hours in that one.
A lot of people, at least for the main campaign, didn't enjoy very much. But me personally, I liked it.
I played a lot of the multiplayer though.
I didn't play much of it. That's when they introduced Warzone or something.
We used to have like a family game night is what we called it, and it was me and my homies. We get on Xbox Live and we play Halo 4.
Halo 4.
And it was a good time.
Yep, 2012. Anyway, the next day, November 7th, it's a banging of a day and a banging day for sequels, I guess. Guitar Hero, the original, came out in 2005.
fantastic.
Yep, kickstarted a series that has one of my top 10 favorite games of all time, Guitar Hero 3, which is really good. The next game here, 2006, a year later, you get Call of Duty 3, one of the first Call of Duties I remember playing on the GameCube, and I actually very much enjoyed playing it. Very much did.
Which one was Call of Duty 3? Was it just Call of Duty 3?
Yeah, just Call of Duty 3. It had like the 3 stars on it.
Okay.
The guy on the front holding the M1 Grand. Gears of War came out that same day in 2006, a series that I didn't play much of, but I like a decent amount. I always remember Cold Train.
Yeah, it was good.
Cold Train. Same day, you get the sequel to Guitar Hero 2. Don't have much to say about it, but
What was the final song?
I don't remember.
Do you know?
Nope.
Was it One by Metallica?
No, that's Guitar Hero 3.
Is it?
Yes.
Wow. Well, I thought Through the Fire and Flames was Guitar Hero 3.
Guitar Hero 3 that's the last song on the bonus tracks.
Oh.
But One by Metallica is the last song, technically, unless you count Devil Went Down to Georgia and the boss battle.
No. Okay. I want to know now. I'll have to look that up afterwards.
Yeah.
You can go for it.
And then
Guitar Hero 2.
the same day, 2 years later, in 2008, the sequel to Gears of War 2.
People like November 7th.
I guess so.
Is anything coming out on what's November 7th for us? Nope. That'd be Saturday.
Yep.
So it'll be November 6th. Will be the day.
Nothing's coming out November 7th this year. That's it. That is it for...
I'd say it's a pretty good week.
Yeah. I mean, it's the holiday. We're leading up to the holidays, so I imagine the This Week in Gaming section of the podcast is going to be
thick.
pretty nice for this next month and a half.
Any results over there, Jordan, on the guitar? The Guitar Hero 2 set list.
Yeah. What's the last song on the Guitar Hero 2 set list?
Damn.
Oh, damn.
If you can find one that's by difficulty. Cliffs of Dover was on Guitar Hero 2?
That's Guitar Hero 3. But is it in 2 as well? Okay, I was like, bro, come on. Dude, I want to play Guitar Hero right now.
Yeah. You want to go to the arcade? JK, we can't.
We have Guitar Hero 3 and the Wii U over here. We can't find the fucking guitars.
Didn't you already have them?
I thought they were here. Yeah, but where?
No, I don't have.
Exactly.
Maybe they're in a bucket. We'll get
to it. What do we got? What's the last song of Guitar Hero 2? Okay, but before we answer that question, just let us know when you find out. Reader mail. This is the section of the podcast where you can write in to synceduppod@gmail.com with any questions, comments, or concerns that you have on the show. The only thing we have this week is Matt wrote in. He said, "Where's the merch at?" The reason I included this in here is because I don't know where the merch is at.
You want to have a merch discussion?
Yeah, the possibility of merch is obviously a very hot topic right now, especially because we just promoted on the MinMax podcast. And if you're still listening this far and you came from there, thank you very much, and I appreciate you. But there is the potential for some serious growth coming soon, with November being the hot month for video game content. The promotion on these MinMax podcast, obviously, the fact we've been more intense on the Twitter, Mike, and we have branched off to Twitch. Mike has branched off to Twitch and is seeing some success there. The growth potential here is pretty intense. So
what's your dream merch?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Do we have an answer from Jordan?
What's the answer?
Is
Freebird. I shouldn't have yelled that into the mic.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Freebird. I guess I skipped a lot of. I don't know. I definitely played it, but I don't remember that well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 was the good one. So
100%.
Okay. What's your dream merch?
I don't know. I don't really have any real idea on what it would be, but I'm just saying like the possible. I just wanted to mention it here in the show because the possibility is definitely there.
Because it's definitely going to be this logo, right? So it would be this logo. Now
we could do some other stuff.
I feel like shirts.
We could do some fun stuff. We could do some fun stuff.
Everybody makes hats.
Yeah. Number 1 Nintendo fan.
We go for socks.
We go for socks. Synced up socks.
And you might be thinking nobody's gonna see it. It doesn't help get our brand out there because even if they're a fan, it's under their shoes.
Yeah.
But I don't have anything to outweigh that. But it's an untapped market. Socks.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do, but just know merch is something that we're thinking about.
And if you have a degree in merch, send in your suggestions.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Mock-ups. As they call them.
That's it for Reader Mail. It's all we really have. We don't have a lot of people who write in, but when they do, we appreciate it. This next section of the podcast is the What You've Been Playing section, where we talk about, you guessed it, what we've been playing. So this week I have played WatchDogs Legion. I'm not going to get much into that here on the main show. If you want to know my 100% thoughts on WatchDogs Legion, you can jump on over to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/synceduppodcast, where we did a impressions video for WatchDogs Legion.
It'll be up shortly.
It'll be up
after
today, probably.
podcast.
Today when you're seeing this is what I'm saying. after the podcast. Probably sometime in the afternoon, maybe in the evening. I don't know. But you can hear my thoughts there. To sum it all up, not very good. If that gets you excited to watch that video, go watch that video. I also played Rogue Company a bunch this week. I know I talked about it last week, but that game continues to be very fun. I played Phasmaphobia. I streamed it, actually. If you want to go watch the VOD of that, you can go to twitch.tv/synceduppod over there on Twitch and watch the VOD of me playing Phasmaphobia.
What'd you think?
I didn't like it, man, which was odd. It was odd. I enjoyed playing with Trey and Ethan again because I like playing games with them, and it was fun getting back together on the PC and playing some games, and it was fun doing my first stream. That was tight. But all in all, I think if you don't have a VR, I don't know if this game is really all that worth it. I don't know if maybe my game was buggy. I don't know if like the voice recognition thing wasn't working the way it was supposed to. I have no idea. Whatever it was, it just didn't feel like it didn't feel that great. Like it wasn't very eventful. It was spooky. It definitely had a spooky vibe, and there was some jump scares, but not enough for me to. I don't see how this is the number one stream game on Twitch right now.
Is it really more than Among Us?
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm shook.
Yeah, it's past Among Us, and I just don't see it. I don't understand. But other than that, I played Amnesia Rebirth, which I played at the very end of the stream. It's also in that same VOD. I only got to play like 25 minutes, so I don't got a lot to say about it. A lot of people are liking it, but from the first 20-something minutes, I'm not really liking it. And I don't think
got Noah's thoughts on it because he played a decent amount.
He did play a decent amount, and I don't know if it's because the game's bad. I don't think it's that. I think it's genuinely because I'm just not really in the mood for this type of game right now.
Yeah.
With Valhalla on the horizon, Miles Morales, Demon Souls.
You were really wanting to play Legion, is what you were telling me.
Yeah, absolutely not. I'll tell you that much. And so I'm just not really looking for this. The last game I played, which we'll use to transition to the game that you played, was the demo for Age of Calamity, Hyrule Warriors, and that shit is fun.
That game is amazing. Okay.
Well, hold up.
Amazing is a strong word.
Yeah, hold up.
Amazingly fun.
Amazingly fun. Yeah, it was very fun, and I think it says a lot that I finished it and was disappointed that it was over and wanted more. So that says a lot for the quality of the game. I can definitely see how people who are very into JRPGs and grinding stuff can really get into the nitty gritty here.
Bro, when I found out you could combine weapons and just make that one weapon stronger,
better,
that's a gotcha thing.
Yeah,
that's right up my
alley. I know a lot of people that dig that stuff can get into that, but I also see that there are avenues that this game is doing to alleviate those issues if you are not into that. Yeah. The gameplay is fun. I would harken it to a fighting game with combos, but in
I would
three-dimensional.
Harken it to Dynasty Warriors.
Well, yeah, but for people who, because a lot of this game's going to attract people who don't play Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah,
because of the Breath of the Wild. And yes, it feels like a three-dimensional fighting game. You know, you're tapping light attacks and heavy attacks and doing them in different ways, and it feels very fighting games in terms of combos. You get to play 3 characters in this demo. You get to play the whole entire first chapter of the game, so you get to play side missions, a couple of main missions. You get to do some of the side stuff.
It seems that you get to test a little bit of what the game has to offer.
Exactly.
Besides, like, the Divine Beast and stuff like that.
Exactly. And the 4 champions that you get to play as, you don't get to unlock them yet, so we don't know how they play. I will say Zelda is my least favorite character to play.
Yes.
Link number 2 and Impa number 1.
Link number 1 for me, Impa number 2.
And I think my biggest complaint here is Zelda it does not feel good to play as Zelda.
I'll tell you why I don't like it that much. It's because all of her kit is just stuff you can do with Link. You know what I'm saying?
It's just different versions of what you can do. What with everyone, Impa can do the little things too.
Yeah, but it's just
like there's this. You get the Sheikah Slate, so you can do the bombs, the magnesis, the time, and the ice. You can do all that just like in Breath of the Wild. Every character can do it, including Zelda. But her move set is all built around that.
Yeah.
And it's just not fun. She doesn't have very complex combos, and I found myself doing the same move over and over and over and over and over again. Her special ability wasn't that great. It was cool, but it was all right. And her special move just kind of didn't do much at all. I think detonated the bomb or detonated the ice or whatever.
And I get it. I mean, they probably had a hard time coming up with her design because she doesn't have her awakened powers yet.
Yeah.
So maybe I think that's part of the story is that they're trying
maybe
to
she gets better or something.
Yeah, maybe her kit changes up near the end. So that'd be cool.
That'd be nice.
But they gave Link and Impa very cool, and I felt like all the combos you could do were pretty different from each other. So
Link feels
I'm
nice.
excited for this game.
Link definitely feels nice. I will say Impa feels the best with her her disappearing and doing all the crazy shit on screen. Like Impa feels real good. Also, I just prefer playing as a female in video games. That's just how I've always been. I can't wait for Mifa and Rivali.
Yeah,
To play them. I'm very excited for that. But in terms of this, I really see, if you have a Switch, there's no reason to not download this demo and play it.
Yeah,
so
very fun. Highly recommend.
100%. But that's all I played this week.
Speaking of some other Nintendo stuff, I got about 25 minutes into Pikmin 3. Played a little bit on stream, but it was getting late, so I had to call it. I think I'm gonna like this game. It's very puzzly so far.
Yeah,
it seems like a very chill game, which I'm cool with. I like chill games. I like puzzle chill games. It just looks fun. Obviously, I'll come back to that next week with a lot more to say. I have played a lot of the Pokemon DLC. Finished the Pokedex, which is always the main goal. And I like this DLC a lot more. And I think it's solidified for me that I don't want Pokemon to ever do the sequel game again.
Yeah.
I don't want another Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I don't want Black, White,
Black 2. Those games
even though they were good.
Those games are pretty different, though, I feel like.
Yeah, I think Black was the only one that was really different. Sapphire, Ruby, Emerald. They're
Omega.
I'm just tired of the sequel game, and I think this did a good job of changing up that system. It added a very different environment to explore in both DLCs, and the Max Raid Den or the Dynamax Adventure system is very cool. And very fun. I enjoyed it a lot. It lets you use Pokemon that you wouldn't usually use in your party because it's all rental Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I love when they do that stuff because it lets me use Pokemon I don't use.
Yeah.
And so it was very good. And thumbs up. I enjoy it.
100%.
The DLC definitely saved this game. I think it will have saved a lot of people's memories of this game.
I hope so.
If there was no DLC, Sword and Shield would have went down pretty bad.
Yep.
And then
I didn't
quick
like
update on Hades. I am 2 runs away from
8 runs.
done.
8 runs through, huh?
Yeah. That game.
So good.
Game of the
It's
year.
very crisp. Very crisp.
Spoiler alert.
That's it.
That was a good week.
Yeah. That's all. That's all the stuffs. Obviously, coming up pretty soon, we got the WatchDogs impressions video that you can watch next week on the 11th. We should have an Assassin's Creed Valhalla impressions video on the 13th. We should have a Spider-Man impressions video and a Demon Souls impressions video. And then following week after that, the Hyrule Warriors impressions video. So get ready.
Forward.
Yeah, there we go. Look forward to a lot of content coming out of our camp this month. We'll probably, I'm kind of toying around with the idea of doing an impressions video on the consoles themselves.
Yeah.
For going through that stuff. So you might get to see that. That's not concrete right now. Obviously, every Monday, we'll have the regular show going up for you. And if you are interested in watching anybody stream, we don't have a schedule right now, but you can get notified by hitting the bell when we go live on twitch.tv/synceduppod and twitch.tv/ClairBear, ClerCbear, for any just casual gaming, maybe. Who knows? We don't really have a schedule or any sort of idea on what that is concretely right now. And we're kind of toying around with it. But if you are still watching or listening, and you're from the MinMax podcast, thank you very much for doing that. I very much appreciate you, and I hope you come back next week. Again, you can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/synceduppod. You can find us on your favorite podcasting service by searching Synced Up Podcast and looking for the blue and white logo. You can follow us on Twitter @SyncedUpPod, and our Twitter handles, personal ones, are going down right here, little lower thirds, on the video version of the podcast. You can write in synceduppod@gmail.com if you want any questions, comments, concerns read on the show. Thank you so much for listening or watching this far into the Synced Up Podcast. We love you.
Goodbye.